Hey guys, my name's Nick and I run the channel Retro Games HQ. Thank you for joining us today at MonCon 2021, rather the Online Monster Taming Convention of 2021, which is the first of its kind for this booming genre. What you're going to be seeing today are videos from the dev teams themselves, and if you're interested in any of the games at any point, then go to the MonCon site, monstertaming.com, then / and put in the name of the game. That's where you're going to find things like a short description of the game, a few images from the game, social links if they have like a Discord server or a Twitter account, and if the game's on Steam, you're also going to be seeing a widget that lets you buy the game, get the demo for it, or wishlist it. So I would highly encourage you, if you're interested in any of these games, then go check out their page on monstertaming.com. Now, I'm sure, like many of you all, I have loved monster taming games since I was little. In fact, my earliest memory is at a later point than when I started playing monster taming games. One game in particular actually helped me learn how to read. So I'm very excited to be doing this convention to bring it to other monster taming game lovers. Now, a little background on this. I was actually in Gym Leader Ed's Discord server, I guess back in December. And somebody said, hey, it'd be awesome if we could get a convention. And I thought, that's a great idea. And then I thought, wait, I can be that person. I don't have to wait for somebody else. So that's how we got here. And I'm happy to be able to do this. Now, unfortunately, some dev teams aren't able to join us, but that's because they're busy getting their games done. So I am optimistic that next year we're going to be seeing them at MonCon. Now, I'm not going to hold you up anymore. So this has been your welcome to MonCon 2021. Enjoy.
全員ぶっ殺してやる。一人も残らず、どんな方法でも。バーベモさんのところに戻りましょう。
世界最強のエレメント、マーキュリー。 ネファストを見つけなくちゃ。全員ぶっ殺してやれ。なんだこれで終わるのか。どうして兄貴。悪いな兄貴。ネファストー。
I hope you guys enjoyed the first video of MonCon, and that was Final Stardust, which was 200% funded on Kickstarter. It's actually supposed to be a mixture between anime and a video game, along with the premise that the monsters actually come from different planets. Now, if you're interested in that, check out monstertaming.com / Final-Stardust. Moving on to the next video, it's a video about a game that I've played many hours of, so I'm happy to bring it to you all. Here it is. while that video was not an Abomination, that was Abomi Nation, which we just got to see a new area reveal, which is the graveyard. That's what the graveyard's going to look like, and the OST for it. Now, Abomi Nation is a roguelike monster taming game that each time you start a new save file, you'll end up in a different world with different starter Abomi, and you also get to adjust the difficulty of the game. Now, if you want it, you can get it on Steam as a demo for right now, and if you're interested, just go ahead and go to monstertaming.com/Abomi-Nation. Now, the next video is actually about a game that's Kickstarter is still active, so let's see what it is. I hope you all enjoyed the trailer. Monster Tribe is an open world RPG with strategic combat and a powerful narrative made with stylized art. You can find the Kickstarter if you go to monstertaming.com/monster-tribe, and there will be a Kickstarter plugin on the site that will take you to the campaign. Now, right now, with 21 more days to go, they're 60% funded, so they definitely will get funded. If you're interested, make sure you go back it. For the next video, come with me where we can take a trip. I bet you all did not expect a game like that. Well, Druggiemon is a very unconventional game, and the Microdose edition is coming soon. If you're more interested in it, go to monstertaming.com/Druggiemon. And for the next game, I've got a treat for any and all retro game lovers. That may have felt like a blast from the past for many of you all, but that was actually a new game called Nuumonsters. Now, it's in early access, but it's been updated by the indie dev 15 times in about 2 months. So they're putting a lot of work into it. There's going to be 50 plus monsters, multiple moves, multiple NPCs. So far, there's 5 towns more to come. They're actually writing the story in visual novel format. So it's going to be a well thought out story, and once this game gets done, they're going to make a sequel. Now, if you're interested in Nuumonsters, then go to monstertaming.com/Nuumonsters. The next video is going to be keeping with the theme of the last one, where it's definitely giving off some retro vibes. So here it is. Did you guys like the video? If so, let me know in the chat. Now, Zokai is a monster collecting game with a retro aesthetic. That's also the name of the creatures, Zokai, or zoological yokai. Now, there's a ton of interesting and ambitious concepts and goals they have for Zokai, and I would highly encourage you to go look at the game at monstertaming.com/Zokai. Now, the next game I've played a lot of as well, and it's interesting because it was only made in 6 months before early access, and since then there's been a lot done behind the scenes. So let's look into Mython Island.
Hi there everyone, this is Visionstead Studio, the creator behind Mython Island, going to give you a little bit of a rundown as far as what you can expect from some future updates for the game. As you may know, Mython Island is currently released for early access, released last year on December 21st, 2020. It is a monster taming RPG with roguelike elements. Currently the game features 2 modes, a story mode as well as a survival mode, but in the future it'll be receiving a major update. This update will include an open world mode that you see here on the screen now, where you'll be able to control a character in an overworld in an open world environment. There will be an objective for you to complete that will be open-ended, allowing you to explore the island in any way that you would like, bonding with Mython along the way and taking down the objective ahead of you. Now, there's been many features that have been added into this open world mode, such as storage, being able to swap out your party lead and different members, being able to take a look at Mython in closer detail in a Mython log, and much, much more. So I hope you guys will look forward to the next major update of Mython Island coming in the near future. And thank you guys so much for watching.
That was an interesting Mython Island update video, which you saw. The update that's going to be coming soon is all about the open world adventure. Right now, it's in early access and has 2 modes, both roguelike. It's still fun. I've played 20 plus hours of it. So if you want to keep up with the updates on the upcoming update, you can go to twitter.com/Mython Island. You can also go to the MonCon page at monstertaming.com/Mython-Island. Before we go any further, I think there's a special guest that wants to say hello.
Hey guys, I'm Gym Leader Ed, and I just wanted to say thank you so much to Retro for having me here today. Many of you may know me as that dork who covers all things monster taming over on YouTube, and I have to say that my experience with the genre from when I began until now has been nothing short of amazing. The monster taming genre has had a swift uprising over the last year or two, and I've had the absolute pleasure of watching it grow from an almost obscure niche outside of Pokemon to something that has on several occasions attracted widespread attention from beyond our community. Games like Monster Rancher, Jade Cocoon, Dragon Warrior Monsters, Shin Megami Tensei, and more have always existed, but in many ways had trouble finding a unique name or genre for themselves to really call home. And with more and more games that focus on catching, taming, and summoning various creatures and utilizing them as either your main method of attack or alongside your own character, the monster taming genre has really established itself, and overall this community has just made tremendous strides. In recent times, we've seen several games that break the boundaries of what we thought a monster taming game could be, and with each new game that pops up, a new unique twist to the genre is brought to the table. No 2 monster taming games are the same, and each provides a similar yet unique experience, all culminating into this genre. Overall, I think that as we continue to grow as a community, as too will the amount of monster taming games, and the quality of said games will continue to increase exponentially alongside the fans. I see a future where monster taming outside of Pokemon becomes a more mainstream niche, and the driving force behind this is in fact the indie developers that you see here today. So in closing, I wanted to say to everyone that makes up this community, whether it be game developers, content creators, or just fans of the genre, to keep looking forward as I see a bright future in store.
I have a feeling that many of you all will know what it is. If you've not played it, but you're in the monster taming community, you've heard of it. In fact, some people not even in the community have heard of it because it has made its way to Nintendo Switch. So here is the video for it.
What you just witnessed was our very first look at Monster Sanctuary's 1.2 update, which will include several improvements. Monster Sanctuary at its core is a strategic monster taming Metroidvania with 3v3 turn-based battles and an interesting story to tell. In the 1.2 update, we can expect various changes such as a visual overhaul to the buff system, skippable story segments, the ability to better sort your monsters and items, and various charge-based skills. A really interesting aspect to this, however, was at the end of the teaser where we're given some insight into some of the bigger changes coming, which include character customization, legendary keeper duel challenges, which will provide a great PvE challenge, and direct PvP challenging that allows you to face off against your friends. Monster Sanctuary is one of those games that will forever be ingrained in the minds of those whom have played it, as it's just a top-notch quality game through and through. The development team does have plans for an IP that will exist within the same genre as well, so that's pretty exciting.
Thank you, Ed, for that. And if you are more interested in Monster Sanctuary, just go to monstertaming.com/monster-sanctuary. Before I go on to the next one, I wanted to point out something which you may have not noticed on monstertaming.com. If you see the little monster when you get on the home page, you can also just click the, who's the monster? And it's going to take you to monstertaming.com/lil-guy. And that is actually a CCO commission that I've done. And anybody, any game developer, whatever, can use it in their game. Literally, you can do a derivative of it, edit it, stuff like that. That's the whole reason why I even got it commissioned. I even talked to the person I commissioned it with, which is Substitute from YouTube, if you've ever watched any of his videos. I talked to him about it when I got the commission. So if you're interested in using a monster that might be used in other people's games as well as a big collab, then just go to monstertaming.com/lil-guy. Now, moving on to the next one. This game has been, or rather was, Kickstarter funded almost 1,300%. So let's see which game that is.
Welcome to the world of Ova Magica. In a place where blobs and humans live side by side. A new adventure is waiting for you. As a new resident of Clovertown, you are entrusted with an overgrown farm. Farming is hard work, but this time, you are not on your own. Together, you will work hard and create the farm of your dreams. With good food and some training, your blobs will grow stronger. Keep it up, and one day you'll be able to challenge other trainers. People from all walks of life live in Clovertown. Come to learn their stories and meet friends you'll remember forever. And who knows, maybe you'll even fall in love. You can also spend your time fishing. Or how about catching some bugs? There's so many things to do in Clovertown. The environment changes with the seasons. And many festivals are celebrated by the people of Clover. You'll find various blueprints to decorate your farm and house, and help the people of Clover to expand their town. You can also breed your own blobs, but it's not easy to find the rare blob eggs. The blob world changes every time you enter, and are filled with fearsome wild blobs. Are you strong enough to come out on top? Unbelievable treasures are waiting for those who pass the test.
If you like games like Stardew Valley and Pokemon and like cute things, you'll probably love Ova Magica. Now, it's already been a huge success because on Kickstarter it ended up raising over $300,000, which was close to 1,300% of its initial goal. Now, if you've been like, man, I want it, but I missed the Kickstarter, do not worry. They actually have a backer kit up so you can get the game and add-ons. Like, they have some cute items like a cow blob plush, things like that. So go check it out, which you can find out more about that at monstertaming.com/Ova Magica. Now the next game is actually one that you can play straight from your browser. In fact, the maker of it put it in an embedded tweet at one point. Some of you all may know what I'm talking about, but let's go to that video so you can see some gameplay of it. All right. Hey, I'm doing the Familiars.io video today. And what is Familiars.io? Well, it's the MMO monster catcher game that is so small, you can play in a desktop browser or in a mobile browser. Now right now, there's no story, but there is hidden lore if you go around this beautiful world. What you can do is go around, catch monsters, and face against other players, whether friends or strangers. In fact, go ahead, open a new tab, put in Familiars.io, and start hassle-free catching these monsters, these very simplistic but very memorable monsters, and be facing against other participants in Twitch chat. You can literally go play with these people while you're chatting with them. Now, before I go, I want to say there are a few silhouettes we're going to be able to see of new familiars, which is the name of the monsters. These have yet to be revealed or released. In fact, this is the first time they're getting previewed or seen publicly. So look forward to them being in the game soon enough. Anyways, I'll let y'all get back to MonCon. Just if you want to play, it's easy. New tab, Familiars.io, and bam, you're already in. No hassle. Alright, thanks for watching. As you heard me talk about, Familiars.io is playable in the browser. So go ahead, open a new tab, and put in Familiars.io so that you can battle against other MonCon viewers and chat with them in Twitch chat. Now, if you want to know more about the game, go to monstertaming.com/familiars-io or just go to Familiars.io. Now, the next game is pretty interesting because it has monster taming elements. It's a third-person combat game in a cyberpunk setting. Now, if any of that interests you, then stay tuned because we're about to get into the video. Today we've seen a lot of good videos, and we just saw another one from Laxidaze. Now, Laxidaze is a monster taming ARPG set in a cyberpunk future that features third-person combat and social sim gameplay. You can recruit monsters and bounty hunters to rebel against an oppressive government, and I think it's got some impressive graphics as well. Now, if you're more interested in it, go to monstertaming.com/Laxidaze. Now, the next game is still being developed, but, it might just be a fairy tale.
What if all stories written throughout the ages resided together in another world? A magical land where these tales manifest into reality. Countless mythical creatures are here, waiting to meet you and fight by your side. They are known as Grimmlins! Thanks, Trump. Anything else? Okay then, as I was saying, Grimmlins! You'll find tons of these strange and goofy creatures during your travels, and each one is based on a classic fairy tale. Choose your starting Grimmlin and embark on your journey to capture more. Watch your companions evolve during your adventure and face other Grimmlins in fast-paced, real-time combat. I said Grimmlins. Plural. Now that's more like it. You can control multiple allies in a fight, and some of the largest Grimmlins can be ridden into battle. Riding these massive monsters even allows you to explore the world in unique ways. There is just so much to explore and so many friends to be made in this fairy tale world of Grimmlins.
What you just saw here was a brand new monster reveal for the upcoming monster taming game called Grimmlins, an open world monster taming action RPG with monsters inspired by various fairy tales, folklore, and nursery rhymes. The Grimmlin Piolenti is the evolved form of Ugling, and both are inspired by the ugly duckling tail as indicated by the paper bag over their faces. Interestingly, the tail speaks of a duckling that becomes a beautiful swan, yet this one clearly does not have a high opinion of itself given that the paper bag is still present. Perhaps years of being called ugly gave it a false perception of itself, leading to this evolution. Or at least, that's what I would say if its personality description didn't describe it as vain. Definitely an interesting character nonetheless, and if you do want to learn more about Grimmlins and the team behind it, you can definitely check out their Twitter at GrimmlinsGame.
Thank you, Ed, for that video, and if any of you all are interested in getting more involved in the Grimmlins community, then make sure you go to monstertaming.com/Grimmlins, where you can find a Discord link to the Grimmlins server, which I would highly recommend as it is a very good community.
Hey everyone, this is Josh 40 from 40soft, here to talk to you about my game Eternal Exodus, which is a monster taming RPG that takes a lot of influence from the Shin Megami Tensei series, also a little bit of influence from other games like Final Fantasy, Pokemon, a little bit Earthbound, that sort of thing. And if you're a fan of those games, I think you'll like this one, so you want to check this out. Game revolves mainly around catching monsters, fusing them together, crafting weapons and armor for them. You know, there's a giant world map to explore, kind of like the classic Final Fantasy games. A whole bunch of side quests you can take on, side quest journal, kind of like the Elder Scrolls series, so you can keep track of those. You have a bunch of mini games to play as well, kind of like the PS1 Final Fantasy games. But first thing I wanted to point out here is the website. If you go to eternalexodus.com, there's a bunch of ways you can follow the game if you're interested. You can add it to your wishlist on Steam, and get an email when the game comes out. Or if you're not on Steam and you're looking forward to the console release, you can just subscribe to the newsletter there. I'll send you an email when the game's out. Or if you want to keep up to date with the game's development as things progress, you can also check out the social media links up on top here. Discord, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. I post updates regularly on all of those. But anyway, if you're like me, one of the first things you're curious about when you're checking out an RPG is the battle system. So let's check that out. Right off the bat, you can see it's a little bit like Earthbound here, the way everything is set up as far as the UI goes. So you have the usual attack, magic items, catching monsters, that sort of thing. But another thing you need to pay attention to when you're playing is that each monster has weaknesses, resistances, that sort of thing. And a nice feature is that the game actually keeps track of all those resistances and weaknesses for you. So, if I rewind here, you can see that the first time I tried attacking this monster, there are some question marks up at the top, which means that I've never tried a physical attack against that type of monster before. Now, the second time I attack, it'll let me know he's strong against that type of attack. So, you don't have to memorize all the weaknesses, resistances, that sort of thing manually. The game will keep track of that for you. And in a situation like this, where you don't see question marks, you don't see weakness, you don't see strong, that just means that the enemy is normal against that type of attack. It's not going to be weak, it's not going to be strong, it's just going to do regular damage. So what you want to try and do is cast different types of magic until you find the weakness. So that's a crucial part of the game, is trying things out until you can find the weaknesses that these monsters have, and avoiding the resistances when you find them, and especially if a monster absorbs damage, then of course you don't want to cast that type of magic anymore. All in all, there'll be about 150 different species, and also shiny variations of each one. So another nice feature here is the auto battle system. So if you keep encountering enemies that are really weak and you know you're just going to attack them over and over again, you're not going to cast magic, you can just hit triangle to turn on this auto mode. And that'll just attack over and over again. It also reduces animation times a little bit, so things just get a lot faster. And now the exciting part, actually catching the monsters. So similar to Pokemon, the idea is you want to weaken a monster, give it a status effect if you can, that sort of thing. That will raise the chances of successfully catching it. So when I go into the catch menu here, you'll see what the percentage chance is, 42%. So, pretty good odds. But since I already have 4 monsters in my party, it was sent to storage, and I'll show you in a second here what it looks like, opening up the storage menu and arranging your party members. And here's that menu. We have different monsters in the party because this is footage from a different playthrough, but yeah, you can swap them in and out of storage, rearrange the order of attack. The skills menu here will allow you to cast healing spells outside of battle. You can also go into this equip menu and equip weapons and armor. And these are usually weapons and armor that you've crafted through the crafting system, although you can also find some in the world as well. So in addition to making sure that you're catching and fusing the latest and greatest monsters, you also want to keep up to date on your weapons and armor, making sure that you're not using like an attack 1 weapon in the late game, that sort of thing. And here you see the status menu. Gives you a little snapshot of where your monster is at, which skills he knows, what's equipped, and maybe most importantly in the bottom right corner, you see what he's going to learn next. So maybe you're thinking about fusing him into a different demon. You might just want to level him up a couple levels first so that he learns that new special skill first. And so that's a decision you'll make frequently. You know, do I want to fuse this monster into a really strong one right now, or do I just want to hold off and level him up a little bit more so that he learns this new skill first? And just really quickly, I want to mention that the game supports multiple languages, and you can even show 2 languages at once. Kind of nice if you're learning a second language and want to display the text in both. And now the fusion system. So if you're familiar with the Shin Megami Tensei games or the Persona games, it's really similar to that. You know, you choose 2 species of demon, and the result depends on which species you chose. So you can see here that your resulting demon can inherit skills from its parent demons. And that gives you a little bit of an incentive to level up your demons as much as you can before you fuse them together. That way the resulting demon can learn as many skills as possible. This animation here is going to be a little bit better in the final game. And the next thing is the crafting system. So anytime you see an anvil in the world, you can walk up to it and interact, and it'll open up this menu. Now, depending on your crafting level and depending on which ingredients you have, you'll be able to craft different items here. Some of these are weapons, some of them are armor, some of them are useful items like potions and such. And that's a short preview of Eternal Exodus. If you're interested in the game, please add it to your wishlist on Steam, or subscribe to the newsletter. Both of those you can find at eternalexodus.com. And thank you for watching.
A pretty cool looking game given it's happening in hell. Eternal Exodus tries to make its mark in the monster taming genre by having fusion when it comes to these monsters that you'll be getting in hell. Now, I've played the beta and it's pretty fun. I would recommend go check it out at monstertaming.com/eternal-exodus. Also, come June 1st is the Eternal Exodus Kickstarter campaign. So go ahead, go to monstertaming.com/eternal-exodus, and then go to Kickstarter and follow it. It's a very interesting game. I think many of you all would enjoy it. Now, going on to the next game, it's going to be kind of a bullet hell game. So let's see what it is. Xenoscape is a bullet hell monster taming game that has 36 different monsters that you can collect and fuse together, and there are 9 unique types. Now you can level them up with training and upgrade them with items. If you want to play it now, you can get a demo on the Google Play Store for Xenoscape. Of course, you can just go to monstertaming.com/Xenoscape to find out more about the game as well. With the next video, it's going to be about a game that is set in a similar setting to what many of us find ourselves in today. So let's find out what that setting is. And being played as the last video, we see Ninth Dawn the Third. Now, Ninth Dawn the Third is a massive open world RPG dungeon crawler that has a ton of content. You got 270 monsters plus, along with like a fun card game with 180 cards to collect and over 1,400 items to hoard. Now, you can also play on a roguelike mode, which was added in December. So if you like roguelikes, consider getting Ninth Dawn the Third as well. It's up for sale on Steam, but you can find out more information about it at monstertaming.com/ninth-dawn- and then just 3. And with that, I think we're coming to a close for MonCon 2021, but I do have a few things to say. First off, thank you. Thank you, devs, for sending in your videos and taking your time. And thank you, Gym Leader Ed, for being willing to do 2 guest appearances. Now, go ahead and check out those games on monstertaming.com. Go ahead and go to Gym Leader Ed's YouTube channel because it's the biggest monster taming YouTube channel and he has fantastic content. I would also greatly appreciate it if you went to my channel, which is Retro Games HQ, where I do have a lot of monster taming games videos up, and I've got a retro slant to it, so I do like retro looking games. I do have that slight bias, but I will love just about any monster taming game, it seems, because I keep playing them. I keep finding good ones. I'm going to head and say, since I am very optimistic about the genre, it just started to spike last year. I highly doubt we're coming to a close or anywhere close to it. And the way these Kickstarters are getting funded, I doubt we're losing steam at all. If anything, we're gaining steam. So there will be a MonCon 2022. I greatly appreciate all of you all for watching. I'll see you on my channel, in Gym Leader Ed's Discord server, and next year. See ya.